So did you know the first basketball hoop was actually made out of a peach crate? I bet you didn't. That's why I'm here to teach you more about the history of basketball. I chose this as my topic because I play basketball myself and I'm very interested to know more about it. And I want to teach you guys more about the history of basketball too. So basketball was invented in 1891 by Dr. James Naismith in Springfield, Illinois. And it was made to actually help keep young athletes in shape to stay ready for the upcoming football or baseball season. People saw this sport and began to actually start playing at their schools and everything because they saw it was fun and didn't require that much equipment to play. It only requires one hoop if you want to play by yourself and one ball. Or two hoops if you want to have a full game and again, just one ball and just the court around you, anywhere that the ball can dribble. So the original basketball was actually made out of leather, and the basketballs we see today, the orange ones that people dribble around, weren't used until the 1950s. And the string nets, the orange rims, weren't used until the 1900s. The first association of basketball was actually called the National Basketball Association, which was invented in June 1946. There was another league called the ABA that was invented in 1967. These two leagues merged together and what became known as the NBA, which now there are 30 teams. The NBA is very popular worldwide as teams actually in the NBA now during preseason games, they actually try to travel overseas. And I know they're going to have like an all-star game overseas, like maybe sometime here soon too. So obviously the rules and the players are obviously different how they were like back then than they are now. Players now are more skilled, they're more athletic, they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger than they were back then. Players back then didn't even play basketball as their full-time job. They used it as a side job, like they're usually dentists, plumbers, architects, but now people can actually play basketball as a full-time job and make millions off of it. Basketball is actually ranked number 7 for the most popular sport in the world, and it's crazy to see how much that's grown, especially coming from a small town in Illinois, and now it's one of the most popular sports played worldwide, and there's like lots of leagues overseas too that you can play in. There's Euro leagues, there's leagues in Africa now, there's an Australian league, and then obviously the most popular one known as the NBA, which is in America. The NBA actually has some iconic players throughout its history, like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, you got Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Other people say he's the GOAT, and LeBron James, who I say is the GOAT. But it's crazy to see how some of these players actually compare today. And it's also crazy to know that there's going to be more players that are going to be like that in the future that are going to be compared to players from the past. So more about the history of basketball. As players got better and skill became better, the NBA added the three-point line in 1979. And if you shoot behind that line, it gives you 3 points instead of 2. They added this because they mainly saw like people were increasing like their shooting range than they were like when it first started. When it first started, people would just like shoot close shots or like try to shoot layups because like they didn't really have the technique or the form to be able to shoot a jump shot how they do now. Like if you look at Stephen Curry can almost shoot from half court. So they're actually thinking about adding a 4-point line in the future. So if you shoot behind that line, it'll be worth 4 points. Okay. So I chose this topic again, like I said, because basketball is my favorite sport and I want to learn more about it. And a quote by Dr. James Naismith is actually, basketball was not invented by accident, it was a need. And this just shows me, this tells me that the craziest inventions can actually become the most revolutionary. Like, it's crazy to see how much basketball has evolved from how it was in 1891 to how it is present day. Like if Dr. James Naismith could see this today, I bet you he would be so proud of himself. He'd probably be crying if he saw this today. See how much this game has evolved. See how much people like use his ideas every day. See how much people use it as a job. See how much people just use it just to have fun. But I got my sources from the Springfield University Education website and National Geographic. Thank you.